Hey there, it's Michelle Leith. Welcome to Live and Eat Fearlessly TV. You're watching Fearless Friday, and today we're actually on location here in Santa Cruz, California. I'm out for a little walk on the beach this morning and wanted to talk to you about a topic that I think comes up a lot for women who are on this path of learning how to live and eat fearlessly. And that's, how do I recover from an eating setback, right? You know, those days or those weekends where you kind of, go all out and enjoy a lot of food. Maybe you didn't plan to, but you end up eating a lot, and you eat stuff that you didn't think that you were supposed to eat. And I had that experience this last weekend. We had some family in town, and we were partying, man. We were having a great time. We were barbecuing and having big meals, and ate some stuff that I normally wouldn't eat, some really yummy, doughy, buttery, cheesy things. And I noticed this old part of me, this old voice that came up, the next morning and was like, oh no, what have you done? You've done something really wrong, and now you need to correct. You need to go on a diet. You need to go on a cleanse. There's this idea that if we overeat, that we've done something wrong and we have to fix it. And thankfully, as I've been on this journey of living and eating fearlessly, I recognize that voice now as not the voice of truth, but really kind of an opportunity to check in with myself. And I've come a long way from the days of thinking I needed to starve myself the next day or for the next week or whatever it was. But so what I wanted to give you was, my strategies for how to recover from one of those eating setbacks, whether it's just a night that you kind of, lost your shit somehow and ended up eating a whole box of crackers, or, a big weekend, a big holiday weekend. So first of all, what not to do. What not to do is make a decision to starve yourself or go on a diet. What not to do is start stressing out, judging yourself, and getting fearful. All of this just comes from a place of fear, right? What are we afraid of? Oh no, I'm gonna gain weight. Oh no, if I gain weight, then what? I'm not gonna be lovable. I'm not gonna be attractive, whatever all that crap is that we make up. That kind of fear and that kind of thinking actually creates stress chemistry in your body, which makes your body much more likely to gain weight, to grab onto weight, to take whatever calories you consumed and store them as weight. So that kind of fight or flight response, even though it's low grade, is actually going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the first thing you want to do is just take a deep breath and go, okay, whatever. I had a little bit more than I wanted, and the great thing about our bodies is they're naturally correcting. And the other great thing about when you eat more is it actually raises your metabolism, because your body has to increase its metabolic power to digest and process all that food. So you're actually in a metabolic upswing, which is a really great thing. And the last thing you want to do at that point is go and starve yourself, because when you do that, it actually then starts to tank your metabolism. So here you are, you've taken in a bunch of extra calories, and you don't want to slow your metabolism down by going into starvation mode. So that's what not to do. So what I do is I go, okay, let me just first of all take a deep breath here and remember that, I create my reality with my thoughts. I create my reality with my feelings. And I choose to trust my body. I choose to trust my body that, hey, my body's going to self-correct, and it knows if I have more than I need in terms of available energy stores, if I really don't mess with the system by making a bunch of rules and trying to deprive myself, then actually I notice the next day or two I'm really not that hungry. Like, it doesn't take as much to satisfy me. And that's exactly what happened on Monday. On Sunday and Monday, it was like, yeah, actually my body, if I really listened to my body without judgment, I wasn't very hungry. And eating a bunch of doughy things just didn't sound very good, and the leftovers didn't appeal to me, and it was like, no, I'm good, I'm satisfied. And my body naturally corrected. So that's one thing that you can absolutely start with, is just notice that voice that's telling you did something wrong and that wants to scare you into thinking you have to go to some extreme measures, and just challenge it. Just call bullshit on it. And remember that your body is a naturally self-correcting machine. And so I'm out for a walk today, and it's not to punish myself. It's like, hey, I have extra energy stores. How do I want to use that, right? Like, how do I want to use that today? Well, God, a walk on the beach sounds amazing. And then just resume your most normal, natural eating routine as quickly as possible. You know, if you normally have breakfast the next day, then have breakfast. You know, don't skip meals. And then the other thing to do is really, it's a great opportunity just to learn, to check in. Like, you know, in that moment when I made the decision to eat whatever I'm later feeling guilty about, what was I prioritizing in that moment? You know, in that moment, was I prioritizing social, you know, the part of being social? Was I prioritizing celebration? Was I prioritizing, or was I actually like eating to kind of fill a void? You know, sometimes when we're in social situations, I think a lot of people relate to this feeling of I don't belong and feeling uncomfortable and feeling anxious, and we start to try to fill up that with food. So it's a great opportunity just to look and go, hey, what was I prioritizing in that moment, and learn something about yourself from the experience rather than just instantly going to judgment. Because I mean, come on, at the end of the day, your body cannot change that much from yesterday to today, even if you ate, you know, a couple extra servings of carbohydrates, okay? So you, number one, just need to relax. Don't go to any crazy extreme measures. That's only gonna make your body more likely to hang on to weight. Take some deep breaths. Explore some healthy movement, some ways that you can take this energy that you brought in and use it in a really cool, empowered way to move your life forward. And just keep on going. And that's what I'm doing this week, and I feel great. And I'm so glad that I didn't start another diet, because last night I was sitting at the counter last night at the restaurant, and I had a beautiful summer squash pizza, and it was delightful. And it took me a piece and a half to satisfy me, because I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I didn't need to be depriving myself, and I trust my body. And so that's what I want for you too. So those are my strategies for you. If you have any insights or ahas, please post them in your comments below. And I'll see you next week with another episode of Fearless Friday. Until then, have a fantastic weekend. Take care.